Staying in Vietnam, hopes are high in the Southeast Asian country, where economic cooperation and more fruitful opportunities are expected for South Korea and its third biggest trading partner. To discuss on today's On Point, we're joined by Mr. Choi Kyu-chul. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Please introduce yourself. How do you, as the Vice Chairman at the Korea Chamber of Business in the South and Middle Vietnam?
As a head of external relationship committee in Korean Chamber in Vietnam, I represent Korean invested companies' interest to relevant authority in Vietnam. When Korean enterprise meet some difficulties, Korean Chamber Ho-cham arranged the meeting, and I attend the meeting and deliver our request to relevant authorities.
Perfect.
My major was Vietnam study in university. More than 17-year experience working in Vietnam. I do the investment advisor works, for the Korean investor mainly. Sometimes I also should do a speech and provide the matching service to the Vietnamese businessmen who want to export their product to Korean market.
You must be the ultimate advisor for a lot of South Korean businesses in Vietnam at the moment.
Yeah. More than
Oh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, more than 3,000 Korean enterprise do the business in Vietnam. Yeah.
That's crazy that 3,000 already, and that number I'm sure is expected to go up in the near future.
I think more and more Korean businessmen will enter to Vietnam. Yeah.
Right, lots of opportunities in that Southeast Asian country. Then how do you think Korean businesses in that country over there are doing in terms of their global presence and also competitiveness? Let's talk about that.
Since the year 2007, WTO commitment has been effective. The bigger scale of foreign investment rushed in Vietnam, not only manufacturing field, but also retail-focused business. Many Korean enterprises in Vietnam achieved the highest performance in the world. To the young, talented Vietnamese people, Korean invested companies have been the most attractive working place. Due to COVID-19 and global recessions, small and medium-sized Korean businessmen should endure a severe time. I think we Korean will overcome it too.
Right, lots of sectors, including manufacturing, are areas that South Korean investors and also workers can go and look for new opportunities in Vietnam.
Yes, Vietnam is very attractive nation to Korean investor. Yeah.
Right. Then also, as a businessman yourself or people around you, what difficulties and hurdles have you faced or heard in Vietnam? I mean, what challenges have you heard from your fellow business people over there?
When doing business, there are many things we have to contact to Vietnamese government or local governor. Licensing and taxation issues are typical. But I would like to say there are some lack of consistency in legal regulation in this process. It's often confusing because the application of regulation differs depending on the reason or a person in charge. In addition, there are difficulties in implementation because it usually takes quite a long time. Also, there are issues of work permit for the young Koreans. In order for foreign direct investment to proceed business in Vietnam, foreign workers work in Vietnam is an essential factor, but it is regrettable that there are some difficult documents for obtaining the work permit, and which is as a kind of obstacle to foreign direct investment. I think we need to resolve this issue first.
Right, because getting registered is the first thing to do for not only just foreign businessmen, but overall there. But I'm sure regulations do vary in different regions in Vietnam then?
It's quite difficult to answer about the question, but foreign workers after a global recession, especially Korean young people who are looking for the job in Vietnam, they have some difficulties.
I see. I'm sure there should be ways to make that confusing and complicated regulations and processes more, I guess, easier and more accessible.
Yeah. Young people required 3 more experience in overseas company to get the work permit in Vietnam. It's very difficult document to submit it.
Right. Hopefully, easier regulations will bring in more, not more, but younger workers who are more enthusiastic and passionate to work overseas, not just in Vietnam, but overall.
Yes, it's right. Korean young people, they have full of power, I think.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your invitation. Thank you.